You know that feeling just a little run down, a bit off your game? What if the answer isn't about getting more sleep or stressing less, but actually about getting more sunshine? Today, we're diving into the shadow side of the so-called sunshine vitamin and asking a really important question. Could you be one of the millions who just isn't getting enough?
Just think about it for a second. That fatigue you just can't seem to shake no matter how much you sleep. Those mood swings that feel like they come out of absolutely nowhere, or even just that nagging feeling of being, well, off. We're so quick to blame our busy lives, right? But what if the real culprit is something way simpler and a whole lot more common? What if it's a sign of a deficiency that's hiding in plain sight? Okay, so what is vitamin D really? Here's the thing. It's pretty unique. It's not just some vitamin you get from your food. It's actually a steroid hormone that our own bodies produce. And it all kicks off when our skin gets exposed to ultraviolet rays from the sun. It makes perfect sense why it got that famous nickname, the sunshine vitamin.
And this is where it gets really fascinating. I want you to think of vitamin D as a master switch for your body. I mean, it has this incredible job of regulating more than 200 different genes. And these genes, they control pretty much everything from how strong your bones and muscles are to how well your immune system fights off bugs. So you can see why, when this one little switch is off, the effects can be felt, well, everywhere. So we've established it's a big deal. But the real question is, how would you even know if you're running low? Turns out your body is actually sending out warning signals. The trick is knowing how to read them. So let's decode those signs. The source material we looked at points to 11. That's right, 11 distinct signs that you really shouldn't ignore. We're going to walk through them, and we'll group them by how they affect your body, so you can really start to see the connections. First up, let's talk about the very framework of your body, your bones and muscles. The connection here is so direct. See, vitamin D is absolutely essential for your body to absorb calcium. So without enough of it, you get weakened bones, and that can lead to that deep, aching bone pain. And it's not just bones. A deficiency can also mess with your nerves, leading to that frustrating muscle weakness or those sudden, really painful cramps. But you know, the impact isn't just physical. A lack of vitamin D can seriously mess with your state of mind. Instead of having a pretty stable mood, you might find yourself on a roller coaster of mood swings. Instead of normal energy, you could be slammed with extreme fatigue, even if you're otherwise healthy. This is actually strongly linked to what's known as seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, which is that type of depression a lot of people feel during the dark winter months. Are you that person who seems to catch every single cold that makes the rounds? It might not just be bad luck, you know? Your immune system is like your body's shield, and vitamin D is what keeps that shield strong. If you're deficient, it's like having cracks in your defenses, which makes you way more likely to catch every bug that comes your way. Getting sick all the time and taking forever to recover, classic signs. And the signs aren't always internal. Sometimes they show up right on the surface, in ways you would never ever connect to a vitamin. We're talking about things like dry, scaly skin, brittle, thinning hair, and even issues with your vision or problems in your mouth, like ulcers. It's just a striking reminder of how interconnected everything in our body really is. Okay, so this brings up a huge question. If our bodies can literally make this stuff for free, just from a little bit of sunlight, why on earth are so many of us deficient? Let's take a look at the root causes. Well, the main reason is that the whole process of making vitamin D is surprisingly fragile. I mean, yeah, it starts with sunlight hitting your skin, but then all these blockers can get in the way. It could be where you live, your latitude. If you're far from the equator, you just don't get strong enough sun for part of the year. It can even be the pigment in your skin, which naturally blocks some UV rays. And the end result? Production fails, and your body just can't make enough. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, fine, can't I just get it from food? And the tough reality, which this quote makes really clear, is that it's just very, very difficult to solve this problem with diet alone. I mean, let's look at the options. You can find some vitamin D in fatty fish, like salmon. You can get it from egg yolks and in foods that have been fortified, like a lot of milk and cereal. But as you can see, that list is pretty short, and relying just on these sources usually isn't enough to get you to where you need to be. So this all might be sounding a little daunting, but the goal here is definitely awareness, not alarm, because once you're aware of the problem, there is a very clear and simple path forward. After hearing about all these potential signs and all the reasons you might be low, you're probably wondering, how do I know for sure if this is me? The great news is you absolutely do not have to guess. There is one simple, definitive way to get the answer. And there it is. The only way to know your vitamin D status for certain is to get a simple blood test from your doctor. It is a totally straightforward test that just removes all the guesswork and gives you a clear, concrete answer. From there, you and your doctor can make a plan if it turns out your levels are low. So we'll leave you with this final thought. In our whole quest for wellness, surrounded by all these complex diets and supplements and workout plans, have we maybe overlooked the most powerful and fundamental nutrient of all? The one that's delivered to us for free by the sun? It's definitely some food for thought. Thanks for tuning in.